Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again with another episode of Mission Maracana here on Xbox One. Of course, this is the World Cup add-on for FIFA 14 this year. We're doing a Road to Glory, and in yesterday's episode we were able to get through the round of 16. So we are rewarding ourselves with one pack for progressing through the first knockout round, and actually we get a decent pack. Picking up Florenzi there, okay midfielder, could be used if we get injuries or contract shortages, etc. But the main pull was David Villa, slotting in there at left wing to actually start his debut game in the World Cup quarter-final. No bigger introduction other than any round we haven't yet got to. This is, of course, the furthest we've got in the competition in our 2 attempts so far. And we got through the round of 16 yesterday with a 2-0 win. So if you missed that episode, by the way, there is a link as an annotation in the bottom left-hand side of your screen to take you to it. But the guy we come up against, low chemistry, but so much pace in that side. Herman on the right-hand side. Musa, actually a right winger, playing on the left hand side. He's got Waris and Sio up top, who are full of electric pace themselves. So it was going to be a difficult game, but we got off to a great start. A little bit of fluke the way that it actually rebounded its way back to Edin Dzeko, but it was a very, very good finish in the end from the Bosnian on the outside of his right foot, rifling the ball into the top corner, and we got off to a fantastic start. We were actually going to extend that lead just a few minutes later. Edin Dzeko again played through behind us. The clock reads 20:20. He lifts the ball over the goalkeeper to make sure that the scoreline reads 20 as well. It's 2-0 to us now in the 21st minute, and we're looking like it was going to be a comfortable quarter-final tie. But things were about to change, and they were about to change in rather not formidable, but predictable a scenario. Of course, as you can see, KSI'd me. I tried to call the offside trap, but it didn't quite work. This guy KSI'd me every single time he had a kickoff, whether it was from the start of a half or me scoring a goal. Without fail, he tried that over the ball kickoff glitch. Over the top ball kickoff glitch, which was just incredibly frustrating. And not only did he do that, every single time he had the option to play a lob through ball from anywhere on the pitch, whether it be he tackled me with his centre back, he would launch it forward with a long through ball looking for one of his 2 strikers. Again, literally so predictable every single time. And even though it was predictable, it was working. That was the most annoying thing, the fact that my defenders just didn't track runs. We actually found ourselves 3-2 down just 18 minutes after we were 2-0 up. So I was a little bit rattled, shall we say. I vented on Twitter, as I tend to do when these sorts of things happen, and I decided that despite this guy's ability to be very, very effective with a pacey, low-chem team, I was going to step my game up, and I wasn't going to let him beat me with such sweaty, dirty, unsporting tactics. And we actually raced away just a few minutes after he scored his 3rd goal to get a 3rd goal of our own. Unfortunately, Edin Dzeko's header wasn't quite able to find the back of the net himself, but it rebounded off the post back to the man just waiting there to side foot it into an empty net. And we were at 3-3, so we headed into the second half. Moussa Dembele just absolutely gliding through his backline. Tremendous left-footed shot, and it was only a wonderful save up to the goalkeeper's left-hand side that kept us out just after the break. But the ball comes in from the corner, heading is overpowered, and Jerome Boateng rises like an absolute salmon to give us a 4-3 lead in the 49th minute. And I battened down the hatches from then on. I went to ultra defensive, and he was ridiculously sweaty against me, so I just kept possession. I didn't do it in a manner of just passing about the back line, but whilst moving forwards and backwards with the ball through the midfield, through the strike force, linking up play all the way around the pitch. I just kept the ball away from him, and he was ridiculously frustrated. You could tell, again, just kept trying those over the top through balls, and every time I was able to adapt to it, drop my defensive line because we were playing on ultra defensive, and we were able to keep him out and make sure that we progressed through to the World Cup semi-finals. So I was absolutely delighted to do so. I again vented on Twitter and rather abusively shouted at the guy that I'd just beaten, saying get fucking beat. So I was delighted to make it through to the next round. We're actually opening 2 packs to reward ourselves for getting through to the semi-final, winning our quarter-final match. Unfortunately, the first pack of which doesn't really have anything of any particular use in it. A couple of a European player, a couple of Asian players, African, and a guy from South America, but none of which will be of any use at this particular stage in the RTG. And unfortunately, there was going to be nothing of any particular use in this pack either. either. Derek Boateng's the first player that pops up. Then you've got, of course, Georgios Samaras from Celtic, the left winger. Has got a bit of pace. Classy there is an okay defender. Again, same with Florenzi that we pulled earlier on in the episode, that another player that could be used as rotation potential perhaps. But we're going into the semi-final of the World Cup with this team. You've got El Shaarawy starting on the left. Ivica Olic is actually starting for his debut up top because Edin Dzeko is tired, and I actually want to give Olic a go just to see what he was like. So I enjoyed him on normal foot when I was doing the World Cup Squad series a lot earlier on in the year when I did Croatia. I had him and Mario Mandzukic up top, so I was pleased with him, so I threw him in. We come up against the full chem side, although not everyone is on full chem. They've got the guy on the left hand side as right mid at left mid, and of course Musa Sissoko at cam when his card was a central midfielder, but it was still a decent side, and I was expecting a challenge here, and we actually got off to another fantastic start. Again, fortune shone in our favour with the way the ball rebounded back down to a guy in a yellow shirt, in a Brazil shirt, but we were able to slot the ball into the back of the net really tight, in really tidy fashion through Samadov, I think it was, that got that opening goal. And then we're dominating him again in the early stages. Ball comes in, it's going to drop to Vukcevic on the edge of the box, finds Ivica Olic, somehow manages to turn two guys in the space of about 2 yards, and turns to slots the ball underneath the goalkeeper. Again, a similar finish to the opening goal, and we find ourselves 2-0 up in the semi-final. And we were absolutely all over this guy. He just couldn't cope with me. We're into first half stoppage time now. He's loose with possession. That's a terrible pass, a terrible attempted block, header from his guy, and we had the shot with Olic, which unfortunately just flew wide that near post. But again, schoolboy error from him. Plays the ball straight to Ivica Olic, runs onto it, dinks it over the goalkeeper, and as we head into half-time, we are going to have a 3-0 lead. Olic gets a brace on his debut. Absolutely delighted for him and delighted for us, because it looks like we're heading through to the World Cup final, so long as there are no hiccups like there were in the earlier game. And actually just after half time we were going to score just the way we did in the first one, but this time it is far more spectacular. A glorious overhead kick from Ivica Olic gives him a hat-trick debut, exactly the same that Athanasiadis did, although of course he didn't do it in quite such dramatic fashion, but absolutely thrilled to be going through to the World Cup final. He definitely wasn't going to come back from 4-0 down, and there is no better way to put yourself through to a World Cup final with an overhead kick hat-trick goal. So again, absolutely delighted to progress through to the next round, and we are actually going to make it 5 just before he decided to go AFK and put his controller down. Koke absolutely tore him apart. He can't get anywhere near him, strikes it from 20 yards into the bottom corner. We make it 5, and then he put his controller down, so I just put my controller down, and every now and again he'd come back and try and just take the ball off me, so I just pick my controller back up, keep the ball away from him, and then eventually he was going to get even more frustrated. You can see the player just in front of him there, Jesus Navas, actually isn't moving. He was AFK until the ball went out. I mean, he was playing until the ball went out, then went AFK again, and I was just throwing the ball about, and he decided to raise quit on me. So we are definitely through to the World Cup final with a 5-0 win in the semis. We will open 3 packs to reward ourselves for getting through this particular round of the Cup, but we will do that in Monday's episode. But of course, I will actually record the World Cup live, the World Cup final live, if you would like to see that. Let me know in the comment section down below if that's something you might like to see. I will open the packs live, and then we'll play the game live as well. It won't be a full live com, as in all highlights, but I will, or all of the game, but I will cut it down to key highlights, kind of the same way we do in the My Players series. So if you'd like to see that, then definitely leave a like on the video, let me know that you would like to see it, and leave me some feedback in the comments as well. Of course, we're opening our 1 guaranteed player pack at the end of that semi-final. Unfortunately, though, I kind of ruined the surprise. It's not going to be anyone of any particular use. It's Andre Santos, the Brazilian left-back. Very, very poor player. Don't like him at all, and if we do use a South American side, he won't be in it. But we've got a decent side at the minute, this European team, and maybe, just maybe, it can win us the World Cup. We'll have to wait and see. But that will come to you tomorrow. There was a My Player episode uploaded earlier on today, so feel free to check the channel page for that if you missed it. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, so that you don't miss out on any of the content coming to you on this channel, whether it be this World Cup Road to Glory, the My Player series that was uploaded earlier on today, or the Chelsea Career Mode series, which of course comes to you in the afternoon every single weekday. But that's all from me for today. Check the schedule in the description if you want to know what and when I upload. But as for now, that's all from me for today, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.